Hey cruisers, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels, and today we have another top 10 for you. But you know what? We have a top 12. We have got the top 12 stress relievers for Embarkation Day.
We're all about relieving stress. And you know what? Embarkation Day is one of the most stressful days.
Well, cruisers would say, people would say that haven't been on a cruise, why would there be stress?
It's a long day.
It's a cruise and it should be stress-free.
Right, but getting on the cruise can be stressful, especially if you're flying in or a long drive in or whatever. Embarkation Day is a long process of travel. And boarding the ship and waiting to get into your cabin.
And it starts with getting there.
Right.
So the first thing that we suggest to relieve some stress is flying in a day early or driving in a day early.
Right. Get in a day early. Get your travel time to the port out of the way. Book a hotel. Stay with family members, whatever you got to do, or friends. And get that travel. I mean, that will cut your Embarkation Day stress in half. I mean, the last cruise we took, and this was, the previous one was the Escape. I mean, on that cruise, we were up at 2 a.m. in the morning because we had to catch a 6 a.m. flight out of Rochester to New York City. So,
see, I don't get stressed anymore because it's old hat to me, but I could see where that could be very stressful.
And tiring. You get tired. So let's alleviate that. Go a day ahead.
Next on our list is plan your money ahead of time.
Yeah, don't be worried about, do I have enough money?
Or stopping at the bank.
Stopping at the bank. You're on your way to the airport or to the port when you're like, oh my God, I got to stop at the ATM.
Now, see, that would stress me out because I would be, oh my God, what if my ATM card doesn't work?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
What if they won't let me take out what we need?
The money I want to take out. So yeah, again, plan out your banking and your money. Make sure you have what you need to have in terms of small bills for tipping, larger bills, whatever you want to have.
And appropriate currency because maybe our viewers are going to Europe.
Right.
Right? Or Asia.
Right.
Or where else?
Traveling.
Australia.
Yeah, wherever you might be traveling.
I want to go to Australia.
I know you do. The local currency. Plan ahead.
Next on our list is know when to arrive at the port and when embarkation begins.
Well, that's true. Know when you're supposed to get there. In all probability, you have a boarding time. And
your boarding time does not mean if it's a 10:30 boarding time, that doesn't mean that your little tootsies are walking on the ship at 10:30.
No.
That means when they're going to start processing you. That's when they want you to show up at the port so that they don't have 5,000 people showing up at 9 a.m.
Right, where you're going to get in line, present your ID, get your picture taken, get your ship's card, and get ready to board when they are ready to open up the ship.
And I think just as important as knowing when our embarkation begins is knowing when it ends.
Well, that's for sure.
Because that's a huge stress. Is, if you thought it was going to end at 4 and it really ended at 3 and you were like, oh, I'm going to take all the time I need. Better know these numbers, people. Next on the list is avoid the port terminal crowds. Show up a little early. Or show up a little late.
Yeah, some people are like, I know the ship is supposed to leave at 4.
I'll get there at 3:45.
Right.
I
got to still get my hair done. I wanted to go to this shop and pick up some last minute shorts and a sundress or some sunglasses or whatever. They never leave on time anyway.
So funny you say that because
it's a story.
Yes, because last week we're not gonna name names, but I have a client that I went in special for on a day that I don't work to do their hair and get them ready for a cruise that they were flying out in like 4 hours from the time that they arrived in my salon, and I was like, are you kidding me? I have to do all of this and get you out of here so that you can get to the airport so that you can be done.
Yeah.
I just,
oh Lord, people,
I never would
these-
have done that.
Some of these people will be late for their own funerals.
Next on our list is buy a priority embarkation package.
Right, and a lot of cruise lines are doing that. Again, we've said in other videos, you can buy a package, pay for it to get on board quicker. And that is, again, Carnival's faster to the fun. Royal Caribbean's the key.
NCL has the
NCL
package.
has the new one, which they've been testing, and
They're testing
I don't think it
right
has
now.
an official name yet, other than
I
I think
can't
it's called
remember.
Priority Access.
Yeah, I think that's what it's
That's what
called.
it's called. Please come up with a better
I
name.
know, really. I think you can come up with something
Yeah, I
better
think
than
so.
that. Next on our list is patience. Patience is always important.
Yeah.
Remember that there will be lots of lines you'll be standing
Yeah.
in or sitting in.
You're going to be around so many different people of different cultures from all over the country, all over the world, with children and
Well, and I know that some of the
Older
things
adults.
that help me with patience is that we bring snacks.
it's not
right? And that we dress appropriately.
Dress in layers so that you're warm
Yeah.
if you need to be, or you can remove something if you get too warm.
It's funny, I've seen the last time we were in New York, I didn't point it out, and I don't even know why, because it would have made a great Frank's Tale from the High Seas. But there was, we went, when did we go? September, right?
Yep.
End of September, and it was cold that
Yeah,
day.
it was.
It was, what, like 40s?
Yeah, low 40s.
Low 40s. And there was
Oh.
a woman in the port terminal in a tank top and shorts and flip-flops. And she was complaining, freezing to her husband, and wanted her husband's jacket.
Girl!
And the husband said, I ain't giving you
You're in
nothing.
New York,
You
it's-
dress like
it's
this.
cold. I mean, and I know people who,
Remember, you might not always be getting to warm weather immediately.
right, exactly, like we've done the Caribbean, but it's been out of the port of New York. And until you go down the coast, the eastern seaboard, and until you hit about the Carolinas, then it starts to warm up. So it's going to be cold the first couple of days. You don't board the ship to the Caribbean on day one, and it's 90 degrees when you're going out of New York.
Next on our list is to have your documents in order, and you have to know where they are. And I have to say, when you enter that cruise terminal, you should have them out.
Yeah,
You should
in
have
hand.
in hand your cruise documents, your passports.
Yeah, most of the times when we get to the actual first door, there are agents there, and they want to see, are you at the right port?
Right.
Are you at the right term? People say, oh my God, what if I go to the wrong and I board the wrong ship? Well, there are people there that are going to
You're not gonna board the
You're
wrong
not
ship.
going to. They're going to look at your, we always have the passports and our cruise ticket, and before you even get into their screening process, before you even get up to or wherever the check-in counter is for pictures and ship's card, you are going to know you're in the right place or the wrong place. So have it out. Don't be standing there holding up the line going, oh, honey, I don't know. Did you have the ticket? I don't know where our ID is. I thought it was in my purse. Did I give it to you? And
Such a spaz.
people are going to be behind you going, oh, my God, this is like the grocery store with a 90-year-old lady who can't find her checkbook, and then she finds it, and it's like an hour to write out, be prepared.
Excuse me.
Oh, be prepared.
Next on our list is don't try to smuggle contraband on board. You're only going to make yourself nervous, right? And then also it's going to hold you up.
Yeah, they're going to scan your luggage.
gonna find
They're
it.
going to find it, and they're going to be like, nope, nope.
It just isn't
nope.
worth it. It just isn't worth
And
it,
you
in
know
my
what happens?
opinion, because they could even say, no, you're not getting on the ship.
Yeah, well, contraband in terms of, let's say, drugs and weapons, that would be a problem.
Anything. They could do it with alcohol, they could say. It's in the contract.
Yeah, but there are things that are on the listing, like some electrical appliances or things that are not allowed, and I don't think they're going to ban you from the ship. But
No, but they'll make you throw it out.
that's what I was getting to, is once you hear nope, they take it it goes in the trash. They're not holding it for you when you get back off from your cruise into the port. Hi, I'm here to collect my electric steamer that you took 7 days ago. Hell no, that's not happening.
And in some cases, I've heard from people that they actually, they are throwing them out.
Yeah.
And they take and they cut the cord on it because they don't want somebody seeing that and going, oh, I'm going to take this on the cruise. It'll be great.
Right.
And now you're past the security area.
And it's just like at the airport, where I remember the first I started flying out with the guys when we started traveling, and I had a large bottle of cologne. I had just bought it, and it was like expensive, but it was over the allowed ounces. And she pulled it out and she said, sorry. And of course, me out of the whole group, I was the one that, hi, we're going to search your luggage. And so off it went to the table, unzipped it, and they were going through it. They're like, no. And I saw the bin that had all the stuff from the previous people that they take and dump. I almost cried. But I have to tell you, you know what? I said, oh my God, I just bought that. It was so expensive. Please don't take it. I must have been really a sob story, but she let me keep it. I know. Thank you. To this day, how many decades later, I want to thank the TSA agent that allowed me to keep my Ralph Lauren cologne.
Moving on to next on our list is you need to pack a carry-on with essentials in it to bring on board.
Right.
Now, when we say essentials, it would be like a change of clothes, your medication, your money.
Right, all your ID.
Bathing suit.
Oh, right.
Bathing suit's a good one because you might not get your luggage for a long time.
Don't just dump everything in one big luggage, or let's say check all of it and you just show up just you and your purse or you and your tote bag and you've got no.
But some people actually might think that that's less stressful.
Well, that's true. They're like, I don't want to deal with my luggage, and I'm not carrying anything on board. Well, good for you. And you're like, and if
I would be more stressed out that they're going to lose them all.
Me too. But if you're like, I don't really care, so what? No big deal. So they lose it. I'll just buy more clothes. Well, that's all well and good if you can afford it. It's well and good if you're proportioned to be able to go to the shops and say, if you're an off-the-rack kind of size, a lot of people are not.
A lot of the shops on the ships don't have clothing, regular clothing.
Right.
They might, or it's so freaking expensive. Remember, we were on, I don't know what ship it was on. It was an NCL ship, and we looked at the shorts. They were kind of cool, and they were like $75 for a pair of shorts.
Oh
I ain't spending that.
Oh my God, that's more than we spend on groceries for a week.
That's what I spent on my whole cruise.
I know.
Cruise wardrobe.
But again, if you're not concerned, and you're like, I really don't care, and I got my gold card or my platinum card or whatever charge card you got, and you just, whatever, you can just shop up a store and say, this will get me by until I get to import tomorrow. I will go to whatever and buy all the clothes I need. That's awesome.
Next on our list is know your cabin number and the ship deck plans.
We always suggest to people that before you set sail, that you really do your research on the deck plans of the ship you're going to be sailing on.
Well, and some people don't want to know ahead of time. They don't want. They want to be surprised, right? So at very least, you should know your cabin number.
Well, gosh, I hope so.
Right, and you should know if you're aft, midship, or forward.
Right.
I mean, you know your address. Right? So this is going to be your home away from home for whatever many days.
A lot of people love the adventure of roaming around the ship and finding where stuff is. Now, we kind of don't have that luxury.
No, I know ahead of time.
Because it involves a wheelchair and elevators. So the kind of wandering about, exploring, in terms of getting from deck to deck, is kind of out of the question for us.
Even on the last escape we got on, I went to the right elevators, I got off, I made a right, a left, and a left, and we were at our cabin because I already had researched and knew exactly where it was. and it made everything so much
Yeah.
smoother than wandering
We-
around aimlessly.
We can't afford, when you're traveling in a wheelchair or scooter and you're relying on elevators, we can't afford to make a mistake and get off on the wrong deck or make a wrong turn, because then it involves waiting for another elevator, which can be crowded with people, or going, oh my God, we should be going forward and we made the wrong turn and we're aft, and now we got to go all the way back. And it's a little cumbersome when you're mobility challenged, whether scooter, wheelchair, walker, cane. So,
And last on our list, we've said it before and we'll say it again. Skip the buffet on Embarkation Day.
everybody usually heads to the buffet. They have buffet in their mind. All the food you can eat, buffet! And that's where they're headed. And it's dog eat dog. So if you want more of a arrive at one of the restaurants and
But the more we say that,
nobody loves a buffet more than I do.
and the more we say that, people are going to shift towards going to the restaurants where it's quiet, and then we'll go to the
We'll be
buffet.
headed to the buffet. I know, you all know I love the buffet, but I would never go on Embarkation Day. It's just too crazy. Yeah, too crazy.
We want to remind you that if you're not a regular subscriber and you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that subscribe button. There's also a little bell that we don't want you to be a ding-a-ling.
That's right,
Click
click
it
it.
so you can get regular notifications. And if you like the video, give us a
I
thumbs
know.
up.
We have new videos out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
And we live stream usually
Yep.
the first Sunday
That's right.
of every month.
First calendar Sunday of the month. You will find us here in the studio live
But until next time, we want to remind everybody to always travel safe.
and cruise often.